Hello YouTube, and welcome to another video of Spanners Germ 669. Tonight I am going to show you my top 20 horror films. It's very difficult making this list because I have a lot of horror films in my collection, and very difficult picking out 20 of the top films, but I think I've done a pretty good job of it, so we'll get cracking. Number 20, we have 30 Days a Night, a really good vampire movie. Pretty shitty ending, but it didn't take away the overall effect of it. Group of vampires attack a town that's been plunged into darkness for a month. Good suspense, good gore. Not really a fan of Josh Hartnett, but he did a decent job. That's number 20. Number 19, we have Dog Soldiers from Britain. That's not actually the name, Dog Soldiers, but it's a British movie. Really good suspense. The werewolves were a bit silly, but some good suspense. Really good chase sequence through the woods. Good stuff. Number 19. Number 18, we have Mum and Dad, a sick movie. You don't get to actually see any of the killings, but you get to see the aftermath. Very bloody. That prick on the back of the cover there is one sadistic bastard. Some pretty sick scenes in it. It's a good movie. 17, we have Frontiers, French horror movie. Everyone talks about this, so I won't go into it. Number 16, we have Hostel Part 1 by Eli Roth. When this first came out, I thought it was pretty sick, but since getting into the more extreme stuff, it's tame. But for mainstream, this is good. Number 15, I think it is. I've already lost count. That's how much of a dickhead I am. But yeah, number 15, we have The Devil's Rejects. Rob Zombie, classic film. Really disturbing moments in the motel scenes. And I like the fact that the sheriff at the end turns into the lunatic and starts torturing the Firefly family. Big fan of Rob Zombie. Good stuff. Number 14, we have Wolf Creek, Australian horror. I've gone on about this for long enough. You don't need me to repeat myself. Far out, I can't even speak. 13, The Hills Have Eyes remake, Alexander Aja. Yes, this is far superior to the original. I thought the original was shit, but this is pretty good. Good gore, good suspense, everything you want from a horror film. As far as remakes go, this is probably the best out there. Number 12, we've got Belgian movie The Ordeal, Fabrice de Velt's film. Really bizarre, and I like my bizarre movies. Next up we have Arlington Road. Not a horror, but I thought I'd put it in here anyway. Sensational film, awesome suspense. A man becomes paranoid that his neighbour is in fact a terrorist, and is it just paranoia or is he onto something? That is the question, and it's an unforgettable ending. Next we've got Switchblade Romance, aka High Tension, Alexander Aja once again. The twist really worked for it in my opinion. I really liked it, and I think it gives the movie more replay value. You can go through it again and see what he was trying to do with the twist. It's pretty good stuff. Next we've got Norwegian psychological thriller, Next Door. The whole movie is like a nightmare. It's very dreamy, like the atmosphere is very dreamy. Short film, but superbly done. Now what number are we up to? 8. Far out. 7. All know about this movie. Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. Excellent movie. Like Mum and Dad, you don't get to see the killings, but you see the aftermath of them. Really disturbing. Sensational atmosphere. Very dirty. You know you're in for a pretty depressing, sick sort of dark film. And Kevin Spacey, who plays the psychopath, is awesome. Number 7, we have The Exorcist, classic horror. Not going to go on about it, you already know what this movie is about. Number 6, we have Eden Lake. One scene in particular that stood out as very disturbing. The whole film is very disturbing, but one scene in particular stayed with me. Excellent. Number 5, The Descent. British horror once again. I'm a big fan of British horror. A group of friends go caving and they realise that they're not the only ones down there. Number 4, we have Stephen King's The Mist. Frank Darabont directed this, the director of The Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption. One of the most shocking endings ever. I agree with that. I love this film. It's not only about monsters trapping some people inside a supermarket, it's also about having faith in God, sticking it out and believing that things will turn out for the best. Excellent. Number 3, we have the sensational The Silence of the Lambs. Once again, not a horror film, more of a thriller, but I'm putting it in here. Hannibal Lecter, excellent, unforgettable performance. Very dark movie. Number 2, we have the insane bloodbath Inside. Extremely graphic, only for the hardcore horror fans. Now, compared to Hostel, this is far, far more bloody, more graphic, and a much better film. Huge fan of French horror. And last but not least, the most shocking movie. Well, actually, no, it's not the most shocking movie I've ever seen anymore. That movie would be a Serbian film now, which is not a horror movie, but it shocked me a lot more than this movie. But having said that, this movie is still very shocking, and I think this is a better film than a Serbian film. That is Martyrs, my favourite horror movie. Shocking, to say the least. Not as violent as Inside, but I think it is much more disturbing. And this movie hit me like a sledgehammer. I guess the movie A Serbian Film really disgusted me, but this really made me sort of depressed. A Serbian Film did it too, but this made me more depressed. Alright, well that's it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's late and I'm tired and I'm talking shit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's my top 20 that I believe are the best. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and thank you very much for watching. I'm going to bed. See you later.